Making more money didn't fix my burnout. I actually doubled my revenue from last year and I still questioned everything. And what I realized is changing how I measure success is what fixed it. My name's Tony. I'm a director or DP in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I work with corporate clients, small businesses, trainers, a little bit of everything, creating content, whether it's for commercials, trainings, internal communications, all that good jazz. I made this channel as, at first, kind of like a creative outlet to kind of help me create other things that I wanted to do instead of just the day-to-day grind of what I was creating for other people. Now what I'm hoping to do here in 2026, if you're watching this video now, is to share what I've learned over the years and be that source of information that I wish I had when I first started. That's enough about me. Let's go ahead and dive back into about this whole thing that money doesn't actually fix that burnout. Now, at first, that's a great scorecard to kind of keep to determine if you are being successful. What I'm not saying is to not have those goals. You still need to have that monetary value, but that can't be the only thing that's driving you, especially when you have other responsibilities. For instance, I'm a father, I'm a husband, and those roles in my life are also very important to me besides just being a director of photography. As you start making more money, as you start getting more jobs, you start to think, maybe if I just keep on making more money, everything will start to settle down. Then I can provide here, and then I can do this, and I can outsource and this and that. While some of that is true, yes, it's still to a certain extent. So here's what actually changed for me once I started making more money. Revenue went up. That was great. I saw more cash in hand that I could not only provide for me, but also my team. And that's a great feeling for me because I also wanted to know as I grow, the people that I brought on set with me were also growing as well. But with that increased revenue came more work on my end and also additional pressures to ensure clients were just happy. While it's great to continue to see that increased revenue and now I'm working more projects, it became a bigger priority now to ensure I maintain that quality across all the work that I was getting. Because if there's anything we can all agree on, I think reputation is key to your success. You don't want to be known as the guy who just couldn't deliver on a deadline or the guy you came to and he was just dragging his feet on the edit. Your reputation is everything to ensure that you're getting the additional clients that you're wanting to get, but also the more quality clients that you actually want. So with that increased pressure, the excitement started to decrease, and that's kind of where I started to tell that I was getting closer towards that burnout. On paper, it looked like progress. We were getting more revenue, we were paying off debt, my clients were happy, my team was happy because of the increased work, but internally is where we kind of all start to felt the pain and resistance. And something that I always wanted to keep as a core goal of me and my team as we work together was that our internal happiness was met, that we were still able to have a great work-life balance, to still be present, fathers, mothers, daughters, whatever it is that they were personally having goals for. I still wanted to ensure my team could still meet those personal goals as well. So after reevaluating all the new jobs and new clients we started working with, seeing that the increase in revenue was not increasing, happiness, right, as a scorecard, I guess you could say, we had to readjust and figure out what actually the root problem was. And what I realized is that every time we continue to leave projects based on the monetary value, that's what led to decision making that maybe made things rushed or made us feel a little overwhelmed. Because of a certain dollar amount, we were accepting jobs left and right. It doesn't really matter on if it really fed our creative minds. We were just excited that we were getting that additional cash to come in, which is great for a startup because you do want that influx of income so you can start getting that revenue, so you can start paying not only yourself but your team and start to scale and start delegating and growth. That's all great when you first get started, but then unfortunately what was happening to me personally was that I was starting to dread certain projects because there really wasn't an alignment on what our core values and what we really wanted to create. So by now at this point there, you're probably wondering, okay, Tony, if that's not the goal that we should be making, what is the proper way to start setting these goals for us? I think there's two things I want you to keep in mind. First is one that I heard from a mentor, and it's kind of been sticking with me for a long time, is that no deal is better than a bad deal. And the other is that money should be the result, not the decision maker. So let me describe to you now what that actually looks like when it comes to how we're determining which projects we're going to move forward with rather than looking at the dollar amount. Now there is still a little bit of a dollar amount because let's face it, my team and I still have to be fed. But now instead of that being the main determining factor, what we're looking at, does this new lead potential client understand the full production process? Are they going to allow us to give time for the pre-production process to do proper script writing, to come up with a proper plan to ensure that on the day of shooting, it runs a lot smoother versus it just being rushed because they're just trying to hurry to get it in product. And then going forward, the product that we're making should be something that motivates us creatively, but also something that we're going to feel proud to share with other people after we create it. And another factor that came into is, of course, time. Are we going to be given enough time to fully flesh out this idea and see it to come to fruition? Versus, is it going to be a rushed product that we're like, oh, okay, we're seeing what's going to happen, and it's not going to be the best to our abilities. Having this new thought process, new framework on how we approach clients and where we chose which clients we're going to work with really started to improve, I guess, morale, not only within myself, but also on my team, because we were doing work we actually loved. And what went along with that too was that clients that we were working with were a lot happier as well, because they were clients right off the rip. We went with them because they did align with our vision and we aligned with theirs. So working together felt more like a partnership rather than just, oh, we're delivering a service. So to summarize all this up, let's kind of go over what money was leading to when we let that being the main deciding factor if we accepted a project. When we let money drive our products, it was a lot more urgency. Everything felt a little bit more rushed, a little bit more chaotic. There wasn't a lot of creativity within the process that much anymore, because it became more of a let's just check the box type of things to ensure clients were happy. And that bled into some compromise on our personal boundaries that may have bled into family time, or having to stay up late, having to work up on weekends, or just having to rush projects all around, and that they just weren't aligning with what we wanted to be doing. Now, the new way of thinking that we have, which is determined based on the quality of the lead rather than just the monetary value, we're seeing that our clients are actually happier because we just had better alignment to begin with. The projects don't feel as rushed anymore because now they respect the time with us to also do the proper pre-production that we need to do and the proper planning that goes into creating a great video. And the process is a lot more sustainable, meaning that not only are we seeing, one video, two video coming out of one initial project, now because we've had such a great relationship, it's a lasting relationship to where now these clients are becoming reoccurring clients with us because we just had that sense of partnership now rather than a client and service relationship. And there's also now a bit more of a sense of pride into the work that we're putting in. And that's also because I think we're being a lot more present and holding our boundaries a lot better with what we set aside in the beginning, meaning we're ensuring family time is being addressed. We're ensuring that we're not staying up late, working over the weekends to get products to the deadline. Everything has respectable time because our clients understand the importance of pre-production. And it made me wish that I kind of did this to begin with, that we led with more of a quality lead base with our clients that we worked with rather than, oh, do they need a monetary value? Because we could have sustained a lot more relationships earlier on in the beginning because we were building partnerships and not just services, right? But you live and you learn, and that's why I'm making this video, to help you avoid this pitfall. If any of this resonated with you, I definitely highly recommend start researching some ways you can start doing this within your business, whether you're just starting off or you're kind of already established. Yes, money should be a factor in your decision making, but it shouldn't be the main driver of determining which projects you accept and which ones you don't. This new mindset has really changed the way we approach projects, and it's really affected our creativity, avoiding burnout, and just our presence at home and having a great work-life balance, which is something I really hold dearly. It's one of my core values to have, is to be a present father, be a present husband. And most of my team have that same sentiment as well. And so it's a main priority of ours when it comes to determining what projects we do work with. But that's it for this video. I really hope this video is going to help you better understand how you can start figuring out which clients are actually the ideal clients you want to be working with versus you just accepting every job that comes out there because you're trying to meet monetary goals, and then you end up burning yourself out because now it's just not feeding you creatively. It's not the stuff that really aligns with the work that you want to be doing, and so your heart just isn't in it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be sharing a lot more videos as far as our process, what we do with clients, just some helpful tips all around about business in general, and of course the creative process. This is going to be a channel that you can come to whether you're new or you're seasoned, that if you just need those refreshers or you need some new information on building a media production company, or you're a DP or director, whichever, it's going to be a resource for you to come back to and watch some of these videos to gain some additional insight from someone who's been successfully in the business now for over 6 years. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.